A few years ago, an ominous legend lingered about a deserted mansion at the edge of the woods. My friends and I, always seeking a thrill, decided to explore the dilapidated structure one moonlit night. The crumbling facade and creaking floorboards told tales of a forgotten era. As we entered, the air inside felt heavy, carrying the weight of forgotten secrets. The unsettling silence was broken only by our hushed whispers. The atmosphere grew tenser with each step, and a strange unease settled in my stomach. As we ventured deeper, I stumbled upon an old photograph of a family, a mother, father, and a young girl with hauntingly vacant eyes. The discovery sent a chill down my spine. The legend, it seemed, had a tragic backstory. Determined to unravel the mystery, we continued our exploration, only to hear distant footsteps echoing through the hollow halls. Panic seized us as we realized we were not alone. Shadows danced in the flickering candlelight, and the once still air now carried an otherworldly chill. The unsettling feeling intensified, and the atmosphere seemed to thicken as if the very walls were closing in on us. As we reached the heart of the mansion, the temperature plummeted, and the whispers of a sorrowful melody filled the air. The source became apparent as we stumbled upon an old music box, its melody both haunting and melancholic. The legend spoke of a grieving family torn apart by tragedy, and it seemed their spirits still lingered in the forlorn mansion. Fear clutched at our hearts as we realized we had unwittingly disturbed the resting place of the anguished souls. The shadows seemed to come alive, swirling around us in a ghostly dance. Desperation set in as we tried to find our way out, only to be met with twisting corridors that led us in circles. The walls groaned with the weight of the past, and the echoes of heart-wrenching sobs surrounded us. We were trapped in a nightmare, pursued by the ghostly figures of the tormented family. As the chilling music box melody reached a crescendo, a cold wind swept through the mansion, extinguishing our flashlights. In the darkness, the anguished faces of the family materialized before us, their mournful eyes piercing our souls. Just as all hope seemed lost, the music stopped, and an eerie calm settled over the mansion. The apparitions retreated, leaving us in an unsettling silence. We stumbled our way out, breathless and shaken, vowing never to speak of that night again. Raven's Hollow, it seemed, held on to its secrets, and we were mere trespassers in a world haunted by tragedy. The legend proved true, and the mansion's mournful spirits had exacted their toll on those who dared to disturb their eternal sorrow. The once curious thrill-seekers were now haunted by the chilling echoes of a past that refused to be forgotten, and Raven's Hollow reclaimed its place as a town shrouded in a haunting mystery. In the quiet town of Willow Creek, an eerie atmosphere hung thick in the air every night. One evening, as I strolled down the dimly lit streets, I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. My footsteps echoed in the silence, each one a reminder of the unease settling in my gut. The town's reputation for strange occurrences whispered through the wind, yet I dismissed it as mere gossip. As I turned the corner onto Elm Street, the street lamp flickered, casting long shadows that danced along the pavement. A cold shiver ran down my spine, and I quickened my pace. That's when I noticed a figure in the shadows, a silhouette that seemed to match my every step. Panic seized me as I darted into an alley, hoping to lose my pursuer. Heart pounding, I hid behind a stack of discarded boxes, my breath shallow. Minutes felt like hours as I strained my ears for any sign of the mysterious presence. Finally, the chilling silence was broken by a distant howl of a lone wolf. I cautiously emerged from my hiding spot, relief washing over me. The figure was nowhere to be seen, and I hurried home, vowing never to wander the streets at night again. The next day, curiosity got the better of me, and I inquired about the strange occurrences in Willow Creek. An old resident named Mrs. Johnson shared a haunting tale that sent shivers down my spine. Decades ago, a reclusive man named Edgar had lived on Elm Street. He was known for his odd habits and the unnerving stare that seemed to pierce through one's soul. Legend had it that Edgar's fixation on the townsfolk turned sinister, and they began to vanish one by one. Fear swept through Willow Creek, and eventually a mob confronted Edgar in his decaying home. The confrontation turned violent, and Edgar met a gruesome end. However, his spirit was said to linger, seeking revenge on those who dared to tread on Elm Street after dark. Haunted by the chilling tale, I couldn't shake the feeling that I had encountered Edgar's vengeful spirit. Determined to uncover the truth, I delved into the town's archives, discovering newspaper clippings and eyewitness accounts of the fateful night. The more I unearthed, the more convinced I became that Willow Creek was still under Edgar's watchful gaze. Determined to put an end to the lingering curse, I gathered a group of brave locals to investigate. Armed with flashlights and nerves of steel, we ventured to Elm Street at the stroke of midnight. As we cautiously approached the remains of Edgar's house, the air grew thick with tension. Suddenly, a chilling breeze swept through the air, extinguishing our flashlights. Panic set in as we fumbled in the darkness, hearing faint whispers and footsteps around us. In the dim moonlight, the figure of Edgar materialized, his hollow eyes fixed on us. The air grew colder as he reached out, and a bone-chilling scream echoed through the night. When the darkness lifted, we found ourselves alone on Elm Street, the malevolent presence finally put to rest. From that night on, Willow Creek regained a sense of peace, and the tales of Edgar's curse faded into distant memory. Yet the shadows on Elm Street continued to hold the secrets of a town haunted by its past, a past that I had confronted and conquered in the pursuit of unraveling a terrifying mystery.